Alrighty everyone, welcome back. Happy Sunday everybody. I hope you're all having an amazing weekend so far, and given that we have finally witnessed what's going on with the Indiana Jones 5 box office collapse against, of course, other major film releases such as Sound of Freedom, Mission Impossible 7, as well as Insidious Chapter 5. I mean, there's a lot of other factors that went into Indy 5's own destruction at the box office, but beyond all of this, there's a lot of drama happening between Kathleen Kennedy and many of those over at Lucasfilm that's only creating more trouble for Disney and everything Star Wars right now. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. And let's get right into exactly what's going on here with Kathleen Kennedy and JON FAVREAU. Now, you guys may or may not know this, but for The Mandalorian Season 4, Favreau and Filoni are doing their own thing. They have no Kathleen Kennedy interruptions because she is strictly focusing on the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew and has no control over the script or anything like that, like how she did with Season 3. Now, of course, we know that there is a writer's strike currently at play, and that has created a big halt on any of further script writing for JON FAVREAU to deal with when it comes to Mando 4. We do know that rewrites are on the horizon since he has already written much of the script, like a majority of it. But the main reason now why Kennedy wants to fire JON FAVREAU and how she is calling the Disney higher-ups to make this happen is actually quite surprising, and it has a lot to do with some of our fan-favorite characters out there. Let's get into it. Now, with those like Kathleen Kennedy and Phoebe Waller-Bridge still defending Indy 5 desperately, one major development happening behind the scenes has much to do with Kathleen Kennedy and JON FAVREAU at Lucasfilm. The complex situation over at Lucasfilm right now is that Kathleen Kennedy is calling for JON FAVREAU to be fired from working on The Mandalorian Season 4, as Kennedy wants to end the franchise where things left off with Season 3, as she feels there is no need for Favreau to bring in many beloved cameos, such as Luke Skywalker and yes, even Anakin Skywalker in Mando Season 4, which are Favreau's full intentions to make Luke a very prominent role, as well as Anakin. The plan right now by Favreau is to make the Skywalkers very relevant in Season 4, both in the present and in the form of flashbacks in Anakin's case, something Kennedy is really not fond of since it creates a contrast to how she had much control over Season 3 and failed, whereas Season 4 she has no control over since she is focusing mainly on the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, as well as what's been going on with Indiana Jones 5 right now. And though the script is on halt due to the writer's strike, Favreau hopes to rewrite portions of it once the strike lifts, hopefully by the end of the summer and or into the fall. Now, let me just say one thing about this quick, guys, before I get to the next big segment, is that we know that right now all of these Star Wars projects are facing a very big threat of delays because of the writer's strike, and if this continues past August, you're going to see another series of delays for everything Disney, everything Lucasfilm, everything that is connected to just Disney flat out, period. You're going to have a lot of Marvel releases getting delayed, Star Wars movie releases getting delayed, and just everything on Disney+. Anything that has not been fully written, basically, is going to have a big halt. And everything that's going on now at SAG doesn't help either, you know, so it really is a very big mess for Disney, not just because of their, you know, poor leadership skills of what they have been doing with Elemental, Galactic Star Cruiser, Indy 5, Snow White, and The Little Mermaid and more, but this is only making matters worse, and the fact that Kennedy is calling for Favreau to be fired because she doesn't want the Skywalkers to be prominent in Mando Season 4 because it creates a contrast to how weak her stories are and how JON Favreau's stories are going to be a way to kind of cater to the hardcore fans, become a little bit more fan-servicey in a good way, though, is his full intention. But on top of this is where things begin to get a little bit more, you know, complex for Lucasfilm. Now, we know that the Disney higher-ups, you know, people like Bob Iger, the board, and many others that are really trying to course-correct Star Wars. In fact, surprisingly, they are betting everything on Ahsoka to boost that momentum again. If Ahsoka fails, they are in huge, and yes, I mean huge trouble. That's when, you know, the Dave Filoni movie might get cancelled if that has no traction with Ahsoka, and it's just going to be a domino effect. So further, however, Kennedy is causing much drama behind closed doors related to all of this, asking the Disney board and others of the higher-ups to let go of Favreau and to prevent Mando Season 4 from ever happening. Additionally, Kennedy's other reason why she wants Favreau fired is that she doesn't want the Skywalkers to be a very big deal in The Mandalorian, and she feels he is bringing, of course, Star Wars to ruin by embracing and pursuing this plan for Mandalorian Season 4. Right now, they intend to release the fourth one by the beginning of 2025, well after its original holiday of 2024 release date window. However, the strike could delay things even further. Favreau is reportedly aware of this ongoing drama between Kennedy and the Disney higher-ups, and is said to also hold a grudge, as much as George Lucas now, against her, from embracing this strategy to get rid of John's ideas. The Disney higher-ups, however, are tuning Kennedy out as we speak, and that just goes to show you that Disney is so desperate they don't even want to listen to Kennedy's demands. But this goes to show you that Kennedy is like, it's my way or the highway attitude, and it's very narcissistic in nature. It's very much self-absorbed, and this is why George Lucas did not, and I repeat, did not attend the world premiere of The Rise of Skywalker. That's why he was never anywhere to be seen there, because he stayed at home, and we talked about this. He actually did not even want to go to the Indy 5 Hollywood premiere, but Disney twisted his arm to go there because he's technically on the payroll as an advisor and as a co-writer for some of the future Star Wars shows, which, by the way, may or may not get canceled based on these cost containment plans going into full effect by Disney that Bob Iger announced a couple of days ago by pulling back on everything Marvel and Star Wars. So it's going to be interesting to see how little this roadmap might or might not be at D23. We do know that they are canceling a lot of different things behind the scenes that have yet to have been announced. So there is that. The other thing is this, is that Kathleen Kennedy really doesn't know what she's doing. The Acolyte is setting itself up for failure. We know that Kennedy and Leslie Headland are too radical, too extreme to handle Star Wars properly, and Leslie Headland even admitted just, I believe it was yesterday, that the Sith, or the Acolytes, whatever have you, are going to be viewed as protagonists. They're going to be viewed as the heroes in this series. So basically the Sith are going to be the good guys, and the Jedi are going to be the bad guys. I mean, we've connected this to the previous leaks too, everything is matching up, and Leslie confirmed that. And that just goes to show you that that show is going to be a disaster, and I think it is most certainly going to have a bigger divide, a bigger backlash even than that of The Last Jedi back in 2017. There's no doubt about it. So anyways, guys, I would love to hear your take on this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.